Mia and Daniel met when they were 19 years old. The girl met Daniel while enjoying Christmas with her classmates. He came with a buddy to their company because he knew a person from their college, and when Daniel arrived at the party, Mia immediately drew his attention. He kept his gaze fixed on her, and she noticed. He didn't appear to be much, yet something about him drew her in. That night, they couldn't really converse. They didn't meet until weeks later. He had, it turned out, requested her acquaintance for her phone number. Their first date was so ludicrous that they spoke about it for a long time and laughed about it. But at least he accomplished something that the others did not. He won Mia over with his tenderness and generosity, and she instantly fell in love with him. That's how they got together. Daniel was her first love, actually carrying her in his arms. They dated for several years before deciding to live together. The pair discussed their future plans, and they had long determined that they would marry. When Daniel went to a session, he was waiting for the finish of his studies in another city, so he didn't propose. He was gone for a month, and they missed each other terribly. They could converse on the phone for hours in the evenings and couldn't pull themselves away from each other when he got home. Daniel proposed to his sweetheart. They had been together for 4 years at that point. Some of Mia's friends assumed the wedding was being held because she became pregnant, but this was not the case. It was merely that their connection was gradually progressing to the next level. The newlyweds went on a trip following the wedding, and when they returned, they attempted to have a kid. They didn't work out for approximately 6 months before Mia became pregnant. It was not an easy pregnancy. The woman was kept awake by hormonal surges and sickness. They made it through that ordeal, and Mia gave birth to a lovely baby girl 9 months later. She was attempting to be the perfect mother, so she focused entirely on the kid and paid no attention to her husband, and Daniel didn't have time to pay care to her. He worked 2 jobs and only came home to sleep when he was tired. As a result of their way of living, their relationship began to disintegrate. They were unfamiliar with family life and had no idea how to deal with it. Daniel couldn't sleep in the same room as them since their daughter was always weeping and screaming. He had to wake up early for work at night, so he relocated to another room for a bit, further isolating them from one another. Mia adored her husband, but it was becoming increasingly difficult for her to be around him. The woman immediately regained to her former shape after giving birth since she exercised every day. She was even more stunning as before, but her marriage with her husband was deteriorating. Mia assumed that Daniel had fallen out of love with her, but that wasn't the case. He was deeply in love with his wife, but now he had to shoulder double the responsibility for his family. Because his wife did not work, he grew depressed, unable to relax, and unable to show his wife how much he loved her. After a while, the spouse's relationship gradually began to mend. Mia was concerned since her daughter was maturing and sleeping better. She spent her entire time to the child because Daniel was unable to assist her. He worked all the time while she handled everything at home by herself. It was difficult for her. She was utterly spent. Mia saw she was on the edge of divorce, but she resisted solely for the sake of her daughter. The woman cheerfully returned to work when her child was 2 years old. It was as if Mia had been reborn. She could feel men's gazes returning to her. She took part in many activities and in general had some sort of social life. She felt vibrant. She was confident that everything in their family would be okay. She simply needed some time to come to her senses. Then came Christmas, which permanently altered Mia's life. Mia had a heated argument with her husband on the eve of the Christmas party. He got terribly envious of her in every way, yet he was in no hurry to express his feelings for her. Mia was irritated by their continual squabbles and wanted to get away from home as soon as possible to relax and avoid hearing the constant reprimands. Her spouse saw that his wife was happy. He didn't like it when he snapped at her because he was envious, but he couldn't stop it. Constant exhaustion and rage dragged him down even further. Mia was having a great time at the Christmas party. With her pal, she sang a lot and flirted with everyone. They were the most unrestrained guests at the party, and they had a great time. But she quickly became ill, and Mia decided to take a cab home with her. It was shortly after 1 o'clock in the morning. Daniel was home with the baby. He sent his wife angry texts, insisting that she come home. But Mia didn't argue. She just hung up the phone and went to her friend's house. They were met at the door by Logan, her friend's husband. He carried his heavily intoxicated wife into the house in his arms. Mia followed him, carrying her friend's purse and shoes. Logan returned to the kitchen after assisting his wife in undressing and putting her to bed to find Mia in the same spot. The man smiled. The truth was that she and her friend's spouse had previously met. She and her friend were at a bar when she felt sick from drinking and Logan was picking her up from a meeting. When Maya first saw him, she unconsciously envied her friend. He was so attractive that she couldn't sleep afterward remembering him. Tonight she wanted to continue the celebration. Logan held out glass to her, as if sensing her mood. She knew it was wrong, but she couldn't stop herself. They shut the bedroom door so Logan's wife wouldn't wake up and proceeded to party in the kitchen. Mia began to suspect Logan had a crush on her at one point. It didn't take long for her to get confirmation of her notion. The man leaned forward and kissed her. It was a novel sensation for her. She hadn't kissed anybody other than her spouse in years, and kissing another man really turned her on. Somehow, unnoticed, they moved to the couch in the living room where everything happened. Mia slept for a time after the closeness. A shudder rushed down her spine as she awoke and realized she wasn't at home with her family right now. She realized she'd done something heinous. The woman hurriedly dressed, took her bag, and left her friend's apartment. It was already 4 o'clock in the morning. Mia switched on her phone in the cab and discovered scores of missed calls and texts from her husband. She didn't finish it all. She saw there was nothing except her husband's hatred and anger there. Her eyes welled up with tears. She saw that she wouldn't be able to lie Daniel, that she wouldn't be able to pretend nothing had occurred. Her physical look would not allow it. She had mascara and lipstick smeared all over her face. She attempted to clean up by cleaning her face with damp wipes. She managed to calm down and pull herself together by the end of the ride. Her spouse emerged from the bedroom as she entered the flat. He was furious as he glanced at Mia. The wife explained that her phone's battery was low, she felt sick, and that a friend was helping her. It all felt like the truth. Mia was pale. Daniel had promised to talk in the morning, but they had to go to bed now. Mia let out a breath. He didn't seem to suspect anything until her husband began to remove her coat and froze, with rounded eyes. She looked in the mirror and realized why she was having this reaction. Logan's lips left a large bruise on her neck. Tears flowed down Mia's cheeks instinctively. She attempted to say something, but Daniel didn't need words. For hours she sat on the hallway floor. She sensed that now they were certainly going to have a divorce, and Daniel verified her hunches. He had been going from room to room since morning, and suddenly he came out fully dressed, bags in hand, and left, saying goodbye that he would file for divorce tomorrow. A month later, she was already a divorced woman who had lost the only man she loved. She didn't even know where to start to try to get her life back on track. Thank you for listening to the story to the end, and if you like it, please support us with a like as well as subscribe to our channel. Write in the comments what you think about the story.